Howdy folks, and welcome to the second part of the question and answer session with Victor Kislyi, Chief Executive Officer of Wargaming, during Tankfest at the Bovington Tank Museum this year. We're kicking straight off with a second set of questions. First question posed by Pointy Haired Jedi in just a second. And once again, I apologise for the poor quality of the audio. This was due to the huge range of electronic interference in the Wargaming Education Centre at the Tank Museum that was playing merry hell with my shotgun microphone. I have once again done my very, very best to clean up the audio and process it so it is as audible as possible. I hope you can understand what's being said despite the audio issues. And well, let's get this show on the road. Pointy Haired Jedi with the first question to Victor Kislyi, CEO of Wargaming.
I wondered, I was very interested when you acquired Gas Powered Games because I've been a big fan of Chris Taylor's work for a while. And I wondered firstly what led you to acquire his company and what he's been up to basically, because we've not really heard a lot about it since.
The acquisition, by the way, this one and Master of Orion, they happened, let's say, it's not accidentally, of course, we gave it some thinking. The thing is that Chris Taylor and I, we were friends long before. 2005-ish, I don't remember the year, what I did personally, I just went on a plane and went to any company who would shake my hands. At that time we were not making World of Tanks, it was before World of Tanks. We were making these massive assault games and Order of War. So obviously I wanted to meet the publishers like Electronic Arts, Microsoft, and some other developers. For example, I visited Petroglyph games in Las Vegas. Why? Because Chuck Puger was one of the guys who made one of my favorite games, Panzer General. So you just go and literally shake hands. And Chris Taylor was on the list. Of course, many people refused because nobody knew who I was. But Chris Taylor, his assistant secretary said, "Yeah, come on." So we set up the time. I walked in and said, "Hey, I'm Victor. You must be Chris." And he's a very charming person. So we were good, not friends, but we were good buddies since then. I gave him Massive Assault box. He gave me Dungeon Siege box. Dungeon Siege. So we just knew each other, and every time these gaming events, E3, Gamescom, GDC, we bumped into each other, grab a cup of coffee, which looked more like a glass of beer or two, and check it. Hey, how's this? How's that? So I would. He was a developer exactly like ourselves. Small independent company making relatively good strategy games. Of course, he was more legendary, definitely, and being abused by traditional publishers all the way. So we always had something to discuss. And when some stars came together, he had the difficulty with. Let me not name the games, right? Because I don't know the whole story, what was behind it. But obviously, he was not getting. Stable financial situation because of certain game did not work out well because of this and this and this, and his new project which he was doing at Kickstarter also did not look like it's something he wanted to do really. So I said, "Hey Chris," at one of the shows there was DICE in Las Vegas. I don't remember. It was just, "Hey, let's discuss, maybe we do some things together." That's it. That was the only idea. And some business people do some paperwork, but the idea was what was in the past doesn't matter. It does matter in terms of experience and brand kind of thing, but future can be brighter. That's it. The same happened with World of Warships guys and World of Warplanes guys. This gaming industry, and it's a hit-driven business, it's competitive, it's not easy. So I very much hope that in a couple of days when we open the World of Warship open beta, the guys in St. Petersburg, to whom I had the same pitch, hey, past is past, let's see in the future, let's build ships, big ships together. They will say that they will see, and the whole world will see that probably I was right there. With Chris Taylor, as of today, it's taken longer. I'm not saying that this is he's doing more or less ambitious project than World of Warships. It's just making good games takes a lot of time. So right now we're not in the position to give you any meaningful information. There's still one thing is obvious: we did not want to make like the copycat of all the tanks. That's for sure. You have to preserve, I mean, some concepts when it comes to monetization, progression. Obviously, it's going to be MMO, it's going to be military. There's going to be no little toy, fairy toy stuff. It's just reinventing the bicycle on such high technological level. It takes time, and then putting all those technologies for you. You can your imagination can give you the most fantastic games of all times, right? But now you have to implement it technologically and to make sure that this is actually possible. Right, so he is still in this phase, but it's a great team.
How important do you consider eSports for wargaming? Do you want to compete with other big eSports titles like League of Legends or Counter-Strike or something like that?
The obvious answer to this question is that eSports is the future. For the second time, we held this Warsaw Grand Finals of our own, right? And guess what? It's just killing it. Of course, we did not invent esports, right? It was invented in South Korea many years ago as StarCraft broadcasting. Now, of course, we're not the biggest esports company, definitely, but this is how I always answer to media. Well, when we do our esports, the media, of course, has questions about this. It's not about, right now, and I truly believe in this, and we truly believe in this, it's not about us competing against League of Legends for esports. No, it's about us being together in building these esports as cultural phenomenon, as the next television, if you would. I always mention League of Legends and Dota 2, just literally, though my marketing guys say, don't mention competitors. No, right now what we're truly doing, and we truly believe in this, is that, okay, there's some other much more stupid ways to kill time for the people. Stupid TV shows, drinking beer for a long time, you can come up with some stupid things to do. Esports, well, first of all, it's not stupid, right? Second of all, we believe that very soon esports will become this next form of entertainment, the same as TV series, the same as cinema. We have very serious, and when I say we, I mean all the games which have esports component to it. So it's a show. It's an ecosystem. It's not just us or Riot Games doing a nice game and from time to time bring players together. No, it's the whole ecosystem of, of course, gaming company making a good game. Then this company has to have community, very strong community, department, esports department, which actually puts this show all around the world together. Then there are sponsors like Samsung, LG, who are very much interested in these demographics, right? Who watches this? The young, well, in our case, of course, these are mostly guys. So young guys from whatever 19 to 30, and the viewers are wider range. So yeah, if you want to, okay, of course, obviously we start with keyboards, advertising, and the headphones and mouse from Razer and the similar, companies. But the same audience has lives, and they wear sneakers, and they eat whatever ice cream, hamburgers, they fly, planes, that they use mobile phone operators. So it's a good audience which is very devoted and concentrated. Then streaming companies, Twitch. Did you know about Twitch 5 years ago? I did not, and it just literally appeared on our radars 3 years ago, being some small little tiny startup, and then boom, Amazon 1 billion acquisition. I think Amazon's people are not stupid, so they knew what they were doing. You can think about YouTube acquisition by Google a long time ago. Yeah, okay, $3.5 billion for YouTube. Yeah, there's some funny movies there, but what's the point? Now we all know what's the point of YouTube, right? It's the new form of media. So we believe that esports will become very significant. Of course, we have to work hard for this. So, the game, special esports mode, the balance, the maps, the connectivity, and everything. We have to do that. Then we have to do this community. The beauty of esports is that it's global. So for some sports, they are global, like to US or to England only, or to Russia only, or they have Australian football. But the esports, our grand finals, they have people from Korea, from China, from America, from Russia, from Ukraine, from Germany, So, and of course, the final festival is when people physically come together in one place. In our case, it's Warsaw, and watch. So play on the stage, and people, 5,000 people in the audience watch that. But of course, millions of players watch it on YouTube, Twitch, etc. There's also, it has to be a show like NBA. If you imagine American football and NBA match with all those bells and whistles, statistics, in between match talk, some projections. Now we have all of that. I'm actually really surprised how knowledgeable our commentators are. There's two ladies who are really very knowledgeable about tanks, armor, so that when they comment a very fast match like Russians against the Chinese, it's really very fast, and they manage to comment on what they're doing, and also in between lines comment on the technical characteristics of the tanks. They remember all the names. They remember what this guy was doing the last season in the quarterfinals. So this is a show. So yes, we're an entertainment company in some sense. Esports is in the beginning, but I believe it will grow, and not only me. Look at Riot Games, look at Dota 2, look at Counter-Strike, so it's coming. Especially with this streaming technology taking over the world for movies and for Netflix and all those things. So esports is a very natural place to be. It just has to be quality, it has to be entertaining. Oh, I forgot to mention the esportsmen themselves. So those are guys, the team of 7 with 1 or 2 substitutes, who pretty much have this as a job. So, and the best of the best, of course, like in any sports, there's only one team who gets the World Cup or football or European Champions League, right? So they get hundreds of thousands of dollars as prize money, which is good for them. And like in any sports, they have to train, they have to be disciplined, they have to play as a team very much. You understand? All the tanks. So it's. I think this is a good life lesson for those guys.
Well, that's it for part 2. As you've probably noticed by now, I'm pushing these videos out in more or less 10-minute sized bites. Victor answered our questions for an hour, so you do the math. There's probably going to be another 4 of these videos coming. Probably going to be uploading them every day now that I finally have my internet back after losing my router to a lightning strike earlier on in the week. The next question that was posed to Victor, which will be featured in the next video coming up tomorrow, was, I'm sure, one that many of you would have liked to ask if you'd had the opportunity. Victor, what happened to World of Warplanes? And what are your plans for the future? And this question posed once again by Pointy Head Jedi. And that's coming up in tomorrow's video. Hope to catch you then. Take care.